Welcome to the Madison Miller Podcast. Today is Thursday, July 30th, 2020. Today I'm going to go over yesterday's Major League Baseball games and look ahead to today's games. I'll go over today's MLS games and pick them. It's the start of the quarterfinals in the MLS's back tournament. I'm going to go over the golf odds for the tournament for the weekend. The WNBA, I'll look back at the results from the past couple days and look ahead to today's game. We didn't really get into the WNBA yet. And then the return of the NBA, I'm going to pick the two games tonight, and I'll give out my best bet of the day. All right, we'll start with baseball. We'll go over yesterday's games, look ahead to today. Busy slate, to say the least, for today, because Thursday is not really a traditional off day. Sometimes it is, sometimes it's not. And the same can be said about Wednesday. Rockies over the Athletics 5-1. The Rockies are 4-1. The A's are 3-3. German Marquez the win. Frankie Montas the loss. Homer in this game by Matt Chapman in the bottom of the first was a lone run for the A's, and then the Rockies did it without Homer, surprisingly enough. German Marquez, 6 innings, 14 earned run, a walk, and 8 strikeouts, ERA 1.54. Frankie Montas, 5 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts, ERA of 3. The Rangers over the Diamondbacks, 7-4. The Rangers bounce back, they're 2-3. The Diamondbacks are 2-4. Getting the win for Texas was Jonathan Hernandez, the loss, Andrew Chafin, and getting the save for Texas, Nick Goody, his first of the year. Todd Frazier homered in the bottom of the fourth for the Rangers to go up 1-0. Joey Gallo hit the go-ahead home run in the bottom of the eighth to make it, the game-tying home run in the bottom of the eighth to make it a 4-4 game. The go-ahead hit was by Elvis Andrus, a 2-run RBI single. Lance Lynn started for the Rangers, 6 innings, 1 hit, no runs, 2 walks, 8 strikeouts, still a 0 ERA, which is amazing. Madison Bumgarner started for Arizona, 5 1/3 innings for its 2 runs, a walk, and 5 strikeouts, ERA 4.09. Nationals over the Blue Jays 4-0, a much-needed win for the Washington Nationals. They're 2-4. Toronto is 3-3. Getting the win, Daniel Hudson, he's 1-0. The loss for Toronto, Shun Yamaguchi, who is 0-2. So Washington took advantage of the runner on second to kick it off. Infield single by Adam Eaton makes it 1-0 Washington. And 3-run triple by Asdrubal Cabrera made it 4-0. That was it. Max Scherzer, 7 1/3, 3 hits, no runs, 3 walks, 10 strikeouts. ERA 2.84. So a better performance this time around than on opening night against the Yankees. Nate Pearson makes his big league debut. 5 innings, 2 hits, no runs, 2 walks, 5 strikeouts. ERA 0. He pitched very well. White Sox over the Indians, 4-0. Much needed win for the White Sox. They're 2-4. Cleveland 4-2. Getting the win for Chicago was Aaron Bummer, 1-0. The loss, Brad Hand, who's 0-1. No homers in this game for Chicago. They did it all in the 9th inning. Sac fly, Yasmani Grandal, 1-0. Sac fly, Eloy Jimenez, 2-0. And then 2-run single, Luis Robert, 4-0. All off of, or most of it off of Brad Hand. The 3 runs were Brad Hand. And then there's an unearned. Lucas Giolito, good bounce-back start. 6 innings, 4 hits, no earned runs, 2 walks, 6 strikeouts, ERA 6.52. Zach Plesac, 8 innings, 3 hits, no runs, no walks, 11 strikeouts, ERA of 0. He was tremendous. It's just that the Indians' bullpen did not do its job. The Reds over the Cubs, 12-7. The Reds, much-needed win. They're 2-4. The Cubs, 4-2. Getting the win, Sonny Gray, he's 2-0. The loss, Kyle Hendricks, he's 1-1. Homers in this game, Mike Moustakas, Nicholas Castellanos, grand slam, Nick Senzel, who needs to get going, and David Bodie in the top of the 9th for Chicago. Sonny Gray, 6 2/3, 1 hit, no one runs, a walk, 11 strikeouts, ERA .71. He was tremendous. And Kyle Hendricks, 4 1/3 innings, 7 hits, 6 runs, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts, ERA 4.05. Okay. Dodgers over the Astros 4-2 in 13 innings. Dodgers take advantage of the man on second base twice, and the Astros did it once. Dodgers 4-2, Astros 3-3. Getting the win for the Dodgers, Dennis Santana. The loss, Cy Snead. Homer in this game in the top of the second by Corey Seager. And then the 11th inning, both teams took advantage of the man on second. Top of the 11th, RBI double Mookie Betts. Bottom of the 11th, RBI single Carlos Correa. And then the top of the 13th, a 2-run home run for the Dodgers. They put them up 4-2. It's hit by Edwin Rios. Dustin May got the start for the Dodgers. 3 1/3 innings, 3 hits and a run, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts, ERA 2.35. Christian Javier, 5 2/3, 2 hits and a run, a walk, and 8 strikeouts, ERA 1.35. The Brewers over the Pirates, 3-0. The Brewers are 3-3. The Pirates are 2-4. Brandon Woodruff the win. Joe Musgrove the loss. Josh Hader gets his first save of the year. 2 homers in this game from Milwaukee. Top of the third, 2-run shot by Ben Gamel. And top of the sixth, a solo shot by Keston Hiura. Brandon Woodruff, 6 1/3 innings, 1 hit, no runs, a walk, and 10 strikeouts, ERA 1.59. Joe Musgrove, 5 2/3 innings, 4 hits, 3 runs, 2 walks, 8 strikeouts, ERA 4.76. Braves over Rays, 7-4, much needed win for Atlanta. They're 3-3. The Rays are 4-2. Getting the win for Atlanta was Darren O'Day. He's 1-0. The loss, Oliver Drake. He's 0-1. The save, Mark Melancon for the Braves. Home runs in this game. Freddie Freeman, a big home run for him. That was his first of the year. In the bottom of the third was a 2-run shot. That was the only homer in this game, surprisingly enough. Mike Soroka, 5 1/3 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs, 3 walks, 5 strikeouts, ERA 1.59. So his 2 starts, 2 no decisions. Charlie Morton, 5 innings, 6 hits, 2 runs, a walk, 7 strikeouts, ERA of 8. So a little bit better than opening night for him. Tigers over the Royals, 5-4. The Tigers are 4-2. That's a surprise. The Royals are 2-4. Getting the win for the Tigers, Brian Garcia. The loss, Ian Kennedy. The save, Joe Jimenez. Homers in this game for the Detroit in the bottom of the 5th by Jonathan Scope. A 2-run shot that tied the game at 4 apiece. And in the bottom of the 7th, Jacoby Jones to give them the lead. Matt Boyd started. 5 innings, 9 hits, 4 runs, no walks, 6 strikeouts, ERA of 7.2. Danny Duffy, 5 innings, 3 hits, 4 runs, a walk, 8 strikeouts, ERA 5.79. Red Sox over the Mets, 6-5. A much-needed win for the Red Sox. They're 2-4. The Mets are 3-3. Getting the win, Heath Hembree. He's 1-0. The loss, Justin Wilson. He's 0-1. Getting the save for the Mets was Brandon Workman. Home runs in this game, Brandon Nimmo of the Mets that tied it at 2 apiece in the bottom of the 5th. Top of the 7th, a big home run by Christian Vasquez to tie it at 3 apiece. Bottom of the 8th, Yoenis Cespedes hits a shot to make it a 6-4 game. And then it was surprising that the Mets did not get it done with bases loaded, nobody out in the bottom of the 9th as the Red Sox hung on the win. Nate Eovaldi, 5 innings, 8 hits, 2 runs, a walk, 4 strikeouts, ERA 2.45. Jacob deGrom, 6 innings, 3 hits, 2 runs, a walk, and 4 strikeouts, ERA 1.64. Yankees over the Orioles, 9-3. The Yankees are 3-1. Baltimore 2-2. Garrett Cole the win, he's 2-0. Asher Wojciechowski the loss, he's 0-1. Home runs in this game. DJ LeMahieu, Aaron Judge, Aaron Hicks, and Dwight Smith Jr. Obviously, Smith Jr. of the Orioles. Garrett Cole, 6 2/3 innings, 4 hits, 3 runs, 2 walks, 7 strikeouts, ERA 3.09. Wojciechowski, 5 innings, 4 hits, 4 runs, 2 walks, 7 strikeouts, ERA 7.2. And by the way, Garrett Cole is much better than that stat line I gave out because I feel that home run given up by Cole to make it a 7-3 game at the time by Dwight Smith Jr. The game was pretty much decided by that. It was just a garbage time home run. So Garrett Cole is much better than that stat line. The Twins over the Cardinals, 3-0. The Twins are 4-1. The Cardinals are 2-3. Rich Hill the win. Daniel Ponce de Leon the loss. And getting the save for Minnesota, Taylor Rogers, his first of the year. Obviously Hill 1-0 and Ponce de Leon 0-1. Home runs in this game were hit by Eddie Rosario, and that's it. And then the 2 other runs were scored on an RBI double by Nelson Cruz in the bottom of the first. And after the Rosario home run, the bottom of the 4th, it was an RBI single for Alex Avila to make it 3-0 Minnesota. Rich Hill, 5 innings, 2 hits, no runs, a walk, and 2 strikeouts, ERA of 0. Daniel Ponce de Leon, 3 2/3, 2 hits, 3 earned runs, 3 walks, 8 strikeouts, ERA of 6.75. Giants over the Padres 7-6 on a walk-off homer by Mike Yastrzemski in the bottom of the ninth inning. San Francisco surprising 3-3 at San Diego 4-2. So bad loss for the Padres. They should have won that game. Getting the win for San Francisco is Tyler Rogers. The loss, Matt Strom for San Diego. He gave up the walk-off to Yastrzemski. Yastrzemski actually homered twice in this game. Once the walk-off in the bottom of the ninth, the other time in the bottom of the third. For San Diego, Manny Machado homered, and Trent Grisham homered, and Alex Dickerson and Donovan Solano also homered for San Francisco. Solano obviously at the game-tying homer. Dickerson in the bottom of the sixth hit it to make it a 6-3 game. Starting for San Francisco was Johnny Cueto, 3 2/3 innings for his 4 runs, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts, ERA 5.87, so he regressed from opening day. Chris Paddock, 5 innings, 6 hits, 2 runs, no walks, 6 strikeouts, ERA 1.64. He was very good, but the bullpen couldn't get it done for him. The Mariners over the Angels, 10-7. Seattle 2-4, LA 2-4. Brian Shaw the win, getting the loss here. Jacob Barnes in the save for Seattle. Dan Altavilla. So I was right about that Seattle pick yesterday, although it was not my best bet. My best bet came up short. I had the over in the Astro-Dodger game. Home runs in this game, Shohei Ohtani in the bottom of the fourth to give the Angels a 3-1 lead. Brian Goodwin in the bottom of the fifth to make it 4-1 Angels. An unexpected home run, Dylan Moore of the Mariners in the top of the sixth to make it a 6-4 game. Bottom of the sixth, Justin Upton made it 6-5. So, Seattle with the big win here. Justin done 3 innings, a hit, 2 runs, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts, ERA of 6. Andrew Heaney, 5 innings, 2 hits, 2 runs, 5 hits, a walk, 6 strikeouts, ERA 2.79. He was not bad, but the bullpen could not hold it together. Today's games at 4 o'clock. You have the Nationals and the Blue Jays from Toronto, or from DC. You got Eric Feed and Hyunjin Ryu. Feed, no decisions with the 2.25, whip of 1.25. Ryu, no decision, 5.79 ERA, whip of 1.5. He was mediocre in his Blue Jays debut. 6-10, you have the Cubs and the Reds. The fourth game of that series, Darvish against Luis Castillo. Darvish, 0-1 to 6.75 ERA, 1.5 whip. Castillo, no decision with a 1.5 ERA, 1.17 whip. A couple games on Fox. Tonight you have the Indians and the Twins. Shane Bieber and Jose Barrios. Bieber 1-0 with a 0 ERA, whip of .83. Barrios, no decision with an 11.25 ERA, whip of 2. I'm going to go with the Indians here. Bieber is somehow an underdog here, which is dumbfounding to me. Shane Bieber should not be an underdog. Because there's no fans in the stands either. And Barrios was not good on opening day. The Indians, by the way, are trying to find the number here, minus 102 dogs. So I won't be shocked if they close as a favorite. Like Shane Bieber should be favored against almost every other opposing pitcher in the American League, maybe other than Garrett Cole at this point. He's that good. So, and maybe some of the Rays guys too, maybe depending on the location of the game. But like I said, no fans in the stand, so maybe Bieber should be favored over the Rays guys. But the only guy I don't think he should be favored of in his own league at this point is Garrett Cole. So give me Bieber and the Indians here to get the win. And then the other game on Fox that's going to be shown here in New York is obviously the Red Sox and the Mets. You have Martin Perez and Steven Matz. Perez 0-1 with a 7.2 ERA, whip of 1.6. Matz, a no decision with a 1.5 ERA with a whip of 5. I'm going to go with the Mets here to bounce back. Perez stunk in his first start against the Orioles, and Matz actually pitched very well. So give me the Mets here to get the win at home, to bounce back from that bad loss against the Red Sox last night in the game which they should have won. Yankees-Orioles. J. Happ and John Means, both those guys making their debuts for the season. J. Happ, for whatever reason, the Orioles have had success against. John Means had that career year last year for Baltimore. I think he may be due for some regression. I'm going to go with the Yankees here. I think that there's a chance the Orioles are competitive in this game and have the lead maybe through 5. And then the Yankee bullpen comes in and shuts the O's down. And the Oriole bullpen, meanwhile, gives it up. So give me the Yankees here. I don't love the Yankees at the price they're at. But to me, this is just on pure talent that the Yankees are a better team than the Orioles. So they should be able to get it done here. That game's not on Fox, by the way. But I just wanted to give out a quick analysis of this game, and I just forgot that wasn't on Fox, so my bad. Rays, Braves, you have Ryan Yarbrough, Max Fried. Both those guys have no decisions. Yarbrough, ERA of 0, whip of .94. Fried, ERA of 3.6, whip of .8. Royals, Tigers. Brady, Singer, Navan, Nova. Singer, no decision with the 3.6 ERA, whip of 1. Nova, ERA of 5.4, whip of 1.4. 940 Dodgers, Diamondbacks, Ross Stripling and Robbie Ray. Stripling 1-0 with 1.29 ERA, whip of .57. Robbie Ray 0-1 with a 7.36 ERA, whip of 1.91. Mariners, Angels, Marco Gonzalez and Dylan Bundy. Gonzalez 0-1 with a 6.23 ERA, whip of 1.38. Bundy 1-0 with 1.35 ERA with a whip of .45. And on Fox Sports 1 tonight at 9:45, you have the Padres and the Giants. Danielson, Lamet against Kevin Gausman. Lamet 1-0 with a 1.8 ERA, whip of 1.2. Gausman, no decision with a 4.5 ERA with a whip of 1.75. I think Dinelson Lamet was one of the more overrated pitchers coming into the season from a gambling standpoint. He was 28-1 to win the Cy Young. Meanwhile, he's not even the best starting pitcher on his own team. And it won't be surprising at all if he ends up the third best starter on this team behind Paddock and Mackenzie Gore once he eventually gets called up. That said, I do think the Padres bounce back here and get the win. That was a really bad loss last night for the Padres. So I think they're going to get it done and win their second series of the season. So give me the Padres to get it done tonight against the San Francisco Giants. Now I'm going to look at the MLS's back quarterfinals games for tonight. There's, I believe, one that's being played tonight. You have the Philadelphia Union against Sporting Kansas City tonight at 8 o'clock. KC is minus 105. The draws plus 250. Phillies plus 230. I like the upset here. I'm going to go with Philadelphia. I think KC is a good team, but I just like the vibe of Philadelphia in this tournament. I picked them to win their group in group play, and I really do like the talent they have on their roster, led by Brendan Aronson and Sergio Santos and Ilishino. So give me the Philadelphia Union tonight to pull off the upset against Sporting KC, who's a very good team of their own, led by Alan Pulido and Gianluca Busio. And Philadelphia was tied for first among Group A, goal differential of 2, and then KC, 6 points, goal differential of 2 as well. They were 2-0-1, and then Philadelphia was 2-1-0. So I'm going to go value here at Philadelphia plus 230. Now I'm going to look at the odds for the golf tournament for the weekend. I gave out my pick yesterday of Brooks Koepka at 30-1. He was 31-1 on FanDuel. So your odds for the WGC FedEx St. Jude. Rory McIlroy's at an 11-1 favorite. He should be the favorite, best golfer in the world. 12-1 John Rahm and Justin Thomas. 14-1 Bryson DeChambeau. 18-1 Xander Schauffele. 22-1 Patrick Cantlay, Webb Simpson. 29-1 Daniel Berger. Tyrell Hatton. 30-1 Colin Morikawa and Hideki Matsuyama. 31-1 Brooks Koepka, Patrick Reed. 32-1 Victor Hovland. 33-1 Dustin Johnson. 35-1 Tommy Fleetwood. 37-1 Matthew Fitzpatrick. Tony Finau. Tony Finau is a good number, 37-1, by the way. 41 Jason Day, 45-1 Gary Woodland, 51 Abraham Ancer, Billy Horschel, Jordan Spieth, Ricky Fowler, 71 Mark Leishman, Sergio Garcia, Paul Casey, 75-1, Sungjae Im, 75-1, 81 Matthew Wolff, 85-1 Joaquin Niemann, Scotty Scheffler, 91 Bubba Watson, that's good value. Also Henrik Stenson, Matt Kuchar, 95-1 Daniel Willett, Ian Poulter, and then it gets a little wacky. Notables, 100-1 or better. Kevin Na, 100-1. Matt Wallace, 100-1. Phil Mickelson, 100-1. Ryan Palmer and Shane Lowry. Lowry's 100-1. Ryan Palmer's 120-1. JT Potson, 150-1. Mackenzie Hughes, 150-1. I think that's good value for Mackenzie Hughes on the board because he's better than that number. So, like I said, Brooks Koepka, I like the value here, and I think that he is going to win the tournament. That's my pick at 31-1. But one of the longer shots, I think Sergio Garcia 70-1 is good value. Tony Finau 37-1 is good value. Bubba Watson at 90-1 is also really good value. And I also pointed out Mackenzie Hughes' number at 150-1. I think that's also very good value. Now I want to talk about the return of the WNBA. Just going to go over the results from the games from the past couple of days and look ahead to tonight's games. So Saturday, the season came back. The Storm over to Liberty, 87-71, Sabrina Ionescu's debut. Seattle 1-0, Liberty were 0-1. Sparks over to Mercury, 99-76. Sparks 1-0, Mercury 0-1. Big win for LA. Mystics over to Fever, 101-76. Mystics 1-0. Very impressive win for the Mystics without Elena Delle Donne and Tina Charles. And then Indiana 0-1. Sunday, you have the Lynx over to Sun, 77-69. The Lynx 1-0. Connecticut 0-1. Sky over to Aces, 88-86. Allie Quigley hit that big shot with 14.7 seconds to play. Sky are 1-0, and the Aces are 0-1. Dream over to Wings, 105-95. That was an impressive win for Atlanta. They're 1-0. Dallas is 0-1. Tuesday, Mystics over to Sun, 94-89. Mystics 2-0. Connecticut 0-2. Sky over to Sparks, 96-78. So a little regression for LA, who dropped the 1-1. Chicago 2-0. Storm over to Lynx, 90-66. Storm 2-0. Minnesota 1-1. So regression for the Lynx. Last night, the Wings over to Liberty, 93-80. So the Wings bounce back and get the win. They're 1-1. The Liberty are 0-2. Sabrina Ionescu, by the way, 33 points, 7 boards, 7 assists. Like, she's going to be the best player in the WNBA in maybe 3-4 years from now. I'm just going to say that. She is an absolute stud. Fever over the Mercury, 106-100. The Fever 1-1. Good bounce back win. And Phoenix is 0-2. Aces over to Dream, 100-70. Good bounce back win for Vegas. They're 1-1, and so are the Dream. Today you have 3 games, 6 o'clock ESPN. You have the Storm and the Mystics. I think that's a good matchup. 2 teams that are 2-0. I'm going to go with Seattle here. They're the better team, led by Sue Bird and Jewel Howard and Brianna Stewart, who I picked to win the league MVP. Mystics, a surprising 2-0 without their 2 best players. So give me the Seattle Storm here, and I think they win by double digits. The Sky and the Lynx. And then you have at 10 o'clock on ESPN, you have the Sun and the Sparks. I think the Sun are due for a win here. They are a very talented team, led by Dewana Bonner, Alyssa Thomas, and company. So give me the Connecticut Sun to get their first win of the season. So I'm going to go with the Connecticut Sun here. And now tonight is the return of the NBA. It's going to be so exciting. So many storylines. Obviously, 2 big games tonight. You have the Jazz at the Pelicans at 6:30. Well, not at, but against the Pelicans. And then you have the Clippers and the Lakers at 9 o'clock. The doubleheader on TNT. We'll start with the first game, the Jazz and the Pelicans. The Jazz, Zion's questionable to play. I think he will play because it's Zion, and so you have that. And on the other side with the Jazz, everybody's down on them. Rudy Gobert obviously was the face of the coronavirus pause, and the world pause due to the coronavirus too. So there's going to be that bad narrative around the Jazz, and then it's really not their fault. It's just that Gobert happened to be the first guy to test positive, and the NBA suspended its season. So the Pelicans are a 3-point favorite. The over-under is 224.5. These odds are the FanDuel odds. My numbers tell me completely different. I had to downgrade the Jazz a little bit due to the loss of Bojan Bogdanovic. And then the Pelicans, I upgraded as the season went on due to the presence of Zion Williamson. This is a huge edge for me on the Jazz. I do not love this pick, by the way. If the Jazz is a 4.5-point favorite, and that's even without Bogdanovic and without home court advantage. So give me the Jazz +3. The number actually went up. I bet it at 2.5, but I'll take it even at 3. So give me the Jazz +3 against the Pelicans. I don't know if they'll actually win the game, but it'll certainly be competitive. And I think the Jazz are a team with a lot to prove coming into this NBA restart. And then the Clippers and the Lakers. The Lakers are a 4-point favorite. The over-under is 216. The Clippers will not be having Lou Williams or Montrezl Harrell in this game. In the normal ratings, I have the two LA teams as a 3-point difference, but without Lou Williams, who I think is worth the point, it goes up the Lakers -4, and that's where the line is. So, I got the line right there for Clippers-Lakers. So I'm going to flip to the total instead, and I'm going to bet the over 216. Even without Lou Williams there, I still think this goes over. I think that LeBron and Anthony Davis will have big games. I think that Kawhi Leonard and Paul George will step up. I think that some of the other role guys on the Clippers like Marcus Morris and even Ivica Zubac or somebody like that, I think that some of their role guys will step up. Even the Lakers role guys, even though they do not have Rajon Rondo or Avery Bradley, the two ex-Celtics guards, they did pick up J.R. Smith. They do have Dion Waiters, who is somebody that I can see getting hot. So give me over 216 in the Clippers-Lakers game tonight. All right, my best bet of the day brought to you by FanDuel. It's a tough call whether for me to go baseball or to go basketball, but ultimately I decided to go with the NBA because the NBA is back tonight, and I'm going to go with the Jazz +3 against Zion and the Pelicans. It was 2.5, but I'm going to bet it again at 3. Worst case scenario, it's a push. Maybe the Pelicans win by 1, but my numbers are suggesting that the Jazz are the side here, even without Bojan Bogdanovic. And by the way, my numbers are the stats that came from the regular season, and then I made some adjustments with some of these players coming back and with some of these players opting out. So give me the Utah Jazz +3 against Zion Williamson and the New Orleans Pelicans as my best bet of the night. That's it for the podcast today. I'll be back tomorrow recapping the NBA, the MLB, the WNBA, look at the golf leaderboard. I'll also be picking the races for NASCAR for the weekend as well. Hope you guys have a great day, everyone.